Alrighty, as you can see, I have 4 of my batteries laid out here, and we're gonna talk about RC batteries for beginners. Um, you know, RC enthusiasts use 3 different types of batteries. I personally only have used 2, and so those are the 2 we're gonna talk about. They're the 2 most common that I see out when I'm drifting or bashing or crawling. Let's start with these nickel metals right here. Okay, this is my small nickel metal, 7.2 volts, 1800 milliamps. Okay, and it has this kind of connector. This is what you're gonna see when you buy a ready to run RC card. They usually come with this. This is the beginning. Okay, so what does this mean? 7.2. That's the amount of power that that's gonna go to your motor. That's gonna power your equipment. And so the 1800 milliamps per hour, also you'll see that's MAH acronym. That's how long your battery is gonna run. And so this will last about 15, maybe 20 minutes of driving on a on probably any car. And so this is the next step up right here. It's the same amount of voltage, but it's more milliamps per hour. Also too, you can see that I changed the connector on here to a more efficient connector. I think this is called a T connector. It doesn't, I like this connector because it doesn't come off with vibration. It doesn't wiggle. This kind of, it gets, once it starts to age, as you can see, these are used. Once it starts to age, they start to come loose. You gotta walk over and replug it. But yeah, so with this 3800 milliamps per hour, I get about 30 to 45 minutes of use on a drifter. On a crawler, I'll get about 3 days of use. And so this is my 2 nickel metals that I have right now. Let's see, the pros with nickel metal is that they are very durable batteries. Okay, you can bash them, you can drop them, you can, they could take some abuse and keep going. Also, they're plug and play. You just plug them up to the charger and they'll charge up. You can deplete them. And so they're very tough batteries. They're very user friendly. I suggest everybody start with this so you can, respect it, because these will also, like, if these wires come loose and touch each other, this have enough power to start a fire. And so gain that respect with these. And so the cons to a nickel metal battery is that it doesn't have constant power. So when it's fully charged, that's all the power you're ever gonna get. As you use it, it's depleting, and so your power to your motor is gonna be less. Power to your servos for turning is gonna be less. If you have like a gyro, any kind of electronics, it's gonna be less as you deplete this. And so that's the con to nickel metal. Other than that, it has enough power for, if you're crawling, nickel metal will give you enough power. If you're like a high-speed racer, yeah, you might want to step it up to the Lipos, okay? And so also, one more thing. I don't suggest you use these on a boat, okay? I've watched one of my boats go down, like the Titanic, and it was very sad because I had this heavy, it's heavy. These nickel metal batteries are heavy. And so I wouldn't suggest it on a boat. I don't even think it would work well on a plane. These I would keep strictly to crawlers, maybe bashers, and early drifting, because these actually will help you on drifting by giving you more weight to move around. And so, but let's move on to the lipos. Okay, so as you can see, I have a small lipo here. It is you can't see it because I got tape on there, but it's a 7.4. Okay, so you get 0.2 more volts. That don't sound like a lot, but what it transfers to, you get higher RPM out of your motors. You get more top end, your motor can spin higher. Okay, and so that 0.2 makes a difference. Trust me. And so this is my small lipo. It's 27 milliamps per hour, with 2700. Sorry. That lasts about 15-20 minutes, okay? Because, you know, I'll get into it. You can't really deplete these all the way down, okay? If you deplete these all the way down, it is dead. It's done, okay? You can't use it again. So keep that in mind. Okay, so this is my 5200 milliamp, 7.4 volt. Again, that extra 0.2 makes a difference. But I want you to notice that now you have a third rating. This is a 50 current battery. Okay, I believe this one's a 20 current battery. And so what does that mean? That means that you're gonna, this is how constant this power is gonna flow to your electronics, because you can get a 50, I've seen 100 current batteries, and those one, this is what it translates to is how much power is gonna go to your motor, which is gonna translate into heat. Okay, how much heat is gonna go to your motor. So keep that in mind. If you're using these lipos on brush motors, you might want to keep that C kind of low, or else you're probably gonna burn up your motor. I've actually caught one of my motors on fire like that. Okay, so the pros with lipo batteries. The first thing you're gonna notice is that it is lightweight compared to a nickel metal. Okay, these things weigh less than half of a nickel metal. So that decrease in weight is going to translate to more power. I mean, more speed. Okay. Also too, they have higher voltage. At point, like I say, that 0.2 is going to make, that 0.2 difference is going to make your motor spin more RPMs. So you're going to get more top speed. It's constant current. That means you're going to have the same amount of power from full charge to half charge to low charge. Same amount of power to your servos, to your motor, gyros, whatever. Okay, you're gonna have the same amount of power the whole time. Now, that's advantageous if you got a boat, if you got a plane you're flying. You don't want it to not have enough power to return to you. Also, too, drifting, because a lot of drifters run gyros. So you want those things to be, full power, or else it's gonna lag. And so, yeah, those are the things. Those are the pros. The cons to the lipo batteries is that they are very high maintenance. Okay. I can't stress this enough. You cannot deplete these all the way like you can with these nickel metals. And then you have to use a specific charger on these, okay? Or else it'll deplete or it'll explode. Okay, these things will explode on you if you mistreat them. I've actually had one expand in my closet, which is the first step before explosion. So there's bags in here in this casing that will expand, and it will break the casing and then explode. Okay. And so if you're running a lipo battery, make sure that you have the supporting equipment for it. As you can see right here, this is a voltage meter. Okay, this tells me how much voltage my battery has. This helps you to keep it alive so that you don't deplete it all the way. It'll tell you each cell and then the total voltage, and it has an alarm for low voltage. So if you're out there using it, the alarm will go off if you deplete it to a certain level, and you can change that level of voltage. Okay. The next thing is, this is a lipo safe bag. Okay, I can't stress this enough. You will burn down your home if you misuse one of these and you don't have one of these. Okay, so make sure that you have a fireproof lipo safe bag to put your batteries in, and only charge these when you're at home and you can monitor it being charged. Okay. Also, too, you're gonna want a balance charger. That's the ones that have these white plugs right here. Okay, these white plugs right here, and black and red. It balances out. As you can see, this charger actually can charge Lipo, lithium, and nickel metal. I don't use lithium batteries because they're, to me, very similar to nickel metal as far as weight, but they have more voltage. And so I just went straight to the Lipo because of the weight saving. And so, but make sure you're using a balanced charger on your Lipo batteries. Okay, now this is the battery charger for the nickel metal. I don't really use this one anymore. It comes with this kind of plug that plugs into this kind of plug. So I keep it around just in case, but for the most part, this charger will charge any of these batteries. And so that's RC batteries for beginners.